What's up guys, it's Naf here. So today I just wanted to put out this video of what I've been doing on my main RuneScape 3 character over the past few days, which is 2,500 KBD kills. Now this wasn't very hard to do, but I thought some people may be interested in the results, so I decided to put this video together. Hope you guys enjoy, and thanks for watching. Okay, and here we go. This should be the last kill I need. So actually let me check. Yeah, so this will be the 2,578th kill. So starting these kills off, I was on 78 KC. So that is 2,500 in total. Now I'm just going to jump out of here before he does respawn. That is definitely the kills all done. So I guess a bit of backlog to why I even did 2,500 King Black Dragon kills. Essentially, I wanted to farm some Crimson Charms. I do want to get my summoning up next bonus XP weekend, like everyone else seems to want to. And I was looking for something very AFK, as I mainly play my Iron Man, so I wanted something that had to be AFK, and I just noticed I'm not on full screen. Honestly, usually I play this account on a smaller screen on my other monitor, just a lot smaller, not full screen, because again, it's only something I do AFK stuff on, so it doesn't need to be. Usually I play full screen on this with my Iron Man, and then the other screen has just YouTube, Twitch, that sort of stuff, plus this account doing AFK things. So anyway, that was the main thought process behind it. KBD was very AFK. It was near a bank and it dropped a lot of Crimson. So that was I guess the motive behind KBD. Now I do understand it's not the best Crims. There's much better things. Even Abyss, or not Abyss, but Abyssal Demons, I was AFKing them for 200 mil invention, and I got a lot of Crimsons per hour, and probably more than KBD from them. But honestly, the only reason why I haven't continued to do Abyssal Demons is just because there's a lot of stress with it. If any of you guys have done it at this point in time, there's a lot of people doing it, and if you do it at peak times, there's a lot of crashing and just drama in general when doing it. It's rather annoying, and I'm not really for it. I can't be bothered, considering I'm 200 mil invention now. So that's where I decided to do KBD. Now, since the instances only lasted an hour, essentially I would just take an aura, either Vamp, Reverence, or Penance. Two of those give help with prayer management, one just gives you more health, and I would just take this setup. I'm pretty much out of super prayer renewals. That's all I'd need. And that was good enough to AFK there for an hour. Now, my setup, this is what I was using. Pretty plebby, I know. Essentially, I was ranging it first and using super anti-fires and just using the tier 90 bow and tier 90 gear, and I was just wrecking him. But the problem was, since again, I'm playing my Iron Man, this is just on my other monitor, sometimes I'd stop looking, and as soon as the pots would run out, I would naturally die, because Dragon Breath, no anti-fire, equals dead. So it was rather annoying. So after about, I'm going to say 250 kills, maybe even a bit less, something around there though, I stopped doing it. I decided to use this setup. On some it was a lot better. You had shield abilities for healing after or during a fight and after, because it was still on my other monitor, so I occasionally look over and just click them, and to the anti-fire shield. So, and also through that perk, I don't know what it's called, maybe I can have a look at it if I do this. Yeah, Venom Blight. Man, he can't poison you, so it's pretty good. So I'll probably run up the clip of it happening, but I did also get my first bossing pet, woohoo. But yeah, it's the easiest bossing pet to get in the game, I think, due to the fact that there's a few other easy bosses like Chaos Elemental and such, but there's none that's as AFKable and near a bank and as safe. But yeah, still, first bossing pet, really happy. But I definitely want to get a cooler one in the future. But yeah, I actually like the model. I think it's pretty nice. It's just an easy boss pet to get. It's borderline not really a boss anymore. It's easier than a lot of minions, you can argue. But anyway, so this inventory, excluding the pots obviously, is the loot from KBD. That was literally what I was taking. Oh, and I usually just bring a rock towel, but I didn't need to bank. So I thought, you know what, this will be really easy to track if I don't bank. So I didn't. Now I did bank the unique items because naturally they were very easy to keep track of. They're uniques and they didn't stack, so I wasn't able to just keep them in my bank. So 3 Dragon Rider gloves, 1 Dragon Rider boots. God, the nodes look terrible. And 15 KBD heads, didn't have a single one. I guess I can't pull them out, and I'll pull out one. I wonder what their alch value is. 1 effigy, and 3 of these snazzy worthless ornament kits, and the Last Rider book. Now this I did look up, it's just a comp thing. You can put it in your player in-house bookcase. It does nothing. It's rather rare, but you're guaranteed to get it if you get 2000 KC, I believe. But yeah, just a comp thing, not too important. I will do a price check, so no app value on that, what a shame. So I'll quickly check up a price check. So with these ornament kits, if anyone doesn't know, you use it on a dragon kite shield, it makes it look a bit better, but no one uses them in the first place. So as you can imagine, they're pretty worthless. It's a shame that, well, it doesn't make sense to me that that's a rare drop. That's on the same rarity as a Visage or these Dragon Rider boots, but they're worth 10k, pretty bad. But anyway, price check. And these items, they are a bit strange. That was the rare drop table stuff. Oh, I forgot something. So yeah, so just reiterating that. So rare drop table, KBD obviously can give you things from the rare drop table. That's why these items are here. But I just remembered. So obviously you might wonder, why don't I have, or what did I do with all the rune items that were dropping? Well, essentially, if they ever did drop, I was dismantling them, meaning I got nothing but some whatever, I don't even know what these things are called. Light bulb, is it going to tell me what they're called? Yeah, God, what are materials? That's the one. So I got a lot of those, which is all right. I don't do it really anymore. I'm 200 mil, but I was just dismantling it because honestly, I was just going for the most AFK thing possible, and that was the most AFK thing. But I was using this item. So I was using the spring cleaner, and I didn't run out of charges, so it was working the whole time. So all the ores and coal in my bank are from KBD. I believe that's from when I did a few spins a few days ago, but all this coal and all these runite ore are from the rune items. So quite frankly, that's going to be the bulk of it. The money I made, I believe. I haven't price checked this yet, but I got a decent idea that most of this stuff, it looks like a lot, but it's not worth too much. But anyway, uniques first. So the gobs, quite frankly, that's pretty good when you think about, well, if you haven't done KBD, you can trust me, it's very easy, especially at a high level. With even this gear isn't too good, like Bandos items. Granted, the tier 9 is decent gear, but it's not expensive by any means anymore. So all very meh things, and it was very easy, so not bad. From the unique items, 7 mil. Now I guess just chucking in the, so there we go. That's going to be the bulk of the money made here, but 23 mil. I came into this with about, I'm going to say 25 mil. I spent about 9 mil on Viswax, which is something. Pretty much I would always use an aura. Every instance is an hour. A boosted aura lasts for 2 hours. So essentially I would just use an aura for 2 instances, then bank. Well, I was banking every instance just for the pots, but every second instance I would then swap over my aura. It just made it, again, more AFKable. Whether it was I was getting more health with Vampirism or getting more prayer, it's just made it easier, and that's all I was going for. Something, an AFK way to get Crimson, so 6,000, so I'm not going to complain. This took me about, what's today? It's Wednesday. I started on Saturday, so I was doing this for 5 days. I would say in total I was doing this for about 45 hours, so you'll see at the point I've done price checking, it's probably not great money per hour, but for how AFK it was, I was pretty happy with it. So just throwing everything in, 41,000, but it's not worth very much anyway. So I did actually die a few times, but it was pretty much just when I was using the bow. Once I used the shield, I very rarely died. I do have the 99 defense cape perk in my max cape, meaning if I die, I believe it actually happened recently, your defense kill cape perk returns you to life. So it acts as the sign of potent life porter, or whatever it's called, that thing that goes in this slot. Instead of dying, it heals you for a small percent, like 20% of your life. So it gives you a bit of leeway if you're like me and you're looking at a different screen mainly. So I pretty much didn't die with the defense cape, or at least not often. I was also, I guess I forgot to add, I was also using the legendary pet. If you didn't see me have it before I pulled out the KBD pet, I'll bring it up in a moment. Regardless, I set it to loot all these things. The only things that wouldn't loot are the arrows. I don't know what setting you have to put on to pick up arrows, but I couldn't get it. Weapons and armor apparently aren't it, and miscellaneous aren't. So I was clicking the arrows, but everything else was all picked up by the pet. So it literally was all AFK. So 41 mil. So I definitely profited here. I definitely didn't start with 55 mil, but you can argue the springs cost money, but I bought those so long ago when they were cheap that I have no idea what I paid for them. I know they're worth a fair bit now, but you can't take the springs out of this thing, so I'm counting that as profit nevertheless. And then I got one effigy and, as I said, a ton of the KBD heads. So I'll just bring up the legendary pet, just if anyone doesn't actually know what this is or how it works. It's essentially a pet off the Solomon store. So I am one of those scumbags that spent money for one of these things. But it's, if you like to AFK, whether it's a Slayer task or something like that, it's worth it. I've had this thing for such a long time, and it's made me so much money. At Abyssal Demons here, Slayer tasks in general. Essentially, it can do a few things. They have abilities. God, I don't even remember how to bring it up because I don't do this too much. I really just use it for the scavenging. But it can, abilities. So essentially you can have 3 out of these 9 different abilities. Most of them are crappy, like find items as you explore, you know. These are the ones I use. Scavenge, that's the main one. It'll pick up loot randomly and you can customize that a little bit. It can do this functionality whilst being a beast of burden if you pick that one. So if you want to use a yak scroll on it, it'll be able to carry items as if it was a yak, but also pick up items. So it's pretty useful. It can give you 1 alk every 10 minutes, pretty meh. Like, there's a super compost once every hour. So yeah, so pretty meh. Nothing too exciting except for the scavenge one, really. This one's not too bad. Finish off a Slayer monster that requires an item to be killed. So gargoyles, for example, you have to kill them with a hammer when they're low life. Well, you don't need to with this. It'll just happen. So that's pretty cool. This one's pretty useful. If your health drops below 10%, your legendary pet will drag you to safety. So it's like a ring of life, which is pretty good. 2-hour cooldown. It doesn't cost you anything. Pretty good. I procced it a little bit. I'm sure if I scroll through the chat I could find at some point when I died, but well, when he teleported me away. But yeah, pretty good. So about the scavenge, that's this perk, randomly collect items. It doesn't pick up every single item depending on how fast you kill things. I think it's roughly every 30 seconds. So what I mean by that is if I kill a dragon and then a minute later I kill a dragon, it will loot 1 item from both those dragons. Now, if I was killing something like Dagonoth or something where you're killing lots of them, it'll only loot once every 30 seconds. So if you killed 10 Dagonoth in 30 seconds, it's only going to try loot the first one. So it's not the most overpowered thing ever. It doesn't fly around the room or anything. But anyway, the scavenging options. So here you are. You can set what you want it to scavenge. This is what I had set. So noted items is the most useful one in my opinion. If you're going somewhere with no coins, the amount of coins this thing picks up from... Yeah, Abyssal Demons is a great example. I made so much there without clicking a thing. But anyway, that's that. Now experience, I did quickly have a look. I gained roughly about 4 million strength. I was mainly doing that. About 500k range experience, or maybe around 1 million, because as I said, I was ranging for a few of the kills early on. About 2 million hit points experience, about 200k prayer, because I was using Demon Horn and Bone Crusher. I banked the Bone Crusher just for doing this. And as I said, it took me roughly 45 hours. I may move on and try something else now. It was a little bit annoying never banking because I wanted to make this video. So I'm probably not going to do KBD again. I really just was looking to do something AFK, and it really persuaded me to do it because it gave a boss pet. So now that I do have this boss pet, I'm probably going to move on. I think I may look at doing Slayer tasks, some of the AFK ones. What I like to do, I don't do it frequently or as frequently as I should, but what I like to do is use these masks to force particular tasks. So essentially how they work is, I'll just use this as an example, an Aquanite mask. So if I go to a Slayer Master who can assign Aquanites and wear this mask and get task, it'll ask me, do I want Aquanites as a task? And you can ask, and you can obviously say yes or no. And some of them you can only do once every 3 days, and some of them you can do once a day. And then it also has another functionality where do stupid stuff like check kills. As you can see, I've never done Aquanites, but teleport. And if they've got multiple locations, it'll offer them, but most locations, but Aquanites are only in one place. And look, teleports you right here. So what's really good about these masks is you can force a task. Ones I do a lot are, well, I've done somewhat, a lot of Abyssal Demons, Urits, Black Demons, and Jadinkos. You just walk up to the guy, you know what task it is, so you've already got all the appropriate gear and supplies on. You force that particular task, he gives it to you, you teleport there, you put on an aggression pot, soul split or vampirism, whatever you have, and you're AFK. That's what I've been doing for Slayer somewhat recently, to get a few charms and work on Slayer just for this Slayer update that's coming, but I don't know. I might do it. It's not the most AFK thing in the world. Obviously, you're still doing things, and really, I'm just playing my Iron Man and enjoying it so much right now. This account, I really just like to AFK grind, so I may just end up going and mining. I've been working on mining for a while. I could just finish up 120 and maybe slowly grind towards 200. I'm not too sure, but as I said, I wouldn't mind getting 200 mil or at least 120 summoning next bonus XP. I've already bought a fair few of the secondaries. It's just a case of working on the charms. I guess I'll have a look at my total charms now. I haven't really had a look. So there we go. I really wish I had a lot more blues, but the crimsons are going pretty good, but nowhere near enough. I'm taking a guess. I think I need hundreds of thousands of crims. So I'm pretty far off. I'm not too sure what I'm going to do, but if I do something like this again, say I camp, I don't know, black demons for a few thousand kills or hours or something, I may make another similar video, but I thought I'd just put this quick one out there. I thought it was a little bit interesting, but it wasn't meant to be anything too special or out there. It's only KBD, I understand it's a pretty mediocre, not even boss thing now. But anyway, thanks for watching.